the world of ski racing. I competed at the world level, won at the world level. Came into road racing and found a family, and this is what this is all about. It's these guys, everyone here, it's a family. And I quit for 27 years and came back to this family again. It's different faces. Some of the faces are still around, but not many, because we're all old. So, yeah, expiration dates. But it's great to get back to the sport. Eric and I started the mentor program, which has been really fun to work with. Some great kids. We got lucky. You know, we're not super talented to where we can get every kid to where Ben and Teague have been, but it's been a pretty crazy program. So going forward, we've created this advisory board for riders. There's always been an unofficial representation from racers with the riders rep, but we want to make an official advisory board a way for all of us racers to have someone to speak to get either issues or problems resolved. And I would like to let everyone know who those people are. It's going to be a 2-year program that for the first go around, Eric and I decided who we wanted into it, and then after that, the members of that board will vote in who their successors are. All right. So to start off, we have Scott Greenwood is going to be part of it. Scott Mullen. The number 1 plate automatically gets a position each year, so that's the only one that's going to be maybe changing. Right, Rick? But anyhow, Rick Doucette. We're going to have Bill Coolhan, who's not here tonight. But Paul Duvall, who's here. And representing the amateur's voice, which I don't think a lot of people look at the amateurs as people that matter, but they do. And that voice is going to be Chris Bouchard. We have Jesse Sandos. And we have Sto Smead is going to represent different tactical things, which is pretty exciting. Our goal is to make less barriers for all of us to continue to race and get into racing. All right, that's easier said than done, but we want to make it back into more of a club type of atmosphere, more of a family type of atmosphere. And as everyone that won awards tonight, you'll notice there was not an envelope on the bottom of the trophies for your race credits for next year, because they're going to automatically put those into your account for next year. So you don't have to worry about losing a piece of paper. And Eric's going to talk about some other issues and things that we're going to get into. But huge thanks to the LRRS group, the people that have been running these races. As I found out after Eric and I went into a meeting in August and we walked out saying what just happened, I got more involved into seeing what it takes to run a race. And it's much more involved than I would ever imagine. And Anne-Marie, countless hours, Nick, Alex, Steve, Asplin, Andy, Barrett, and the whole crew. I mean, if those people didn't work as hard as they do, this wouldn't be happening. And as I find out more and more about what it takes to actually make these things run, it's amazing, and that crew's done an amazing job. Eric.
I can echo a ton of what John just said. And as someone who's had the good fortune to race a lot of other places, and for those of you who have only raced here, it's hard, you don't really have an appreciation for how good you have it and how well this place is really run. These guys do a fantastic job, and the degree of professionalism that happens here, go check out some other races and some other racetracks. And I don't want to disparage anybody, but just you will not find the level of professionalism and organization that you find in LRRS. And we're grateful for those guys. They're here all the time. Those people who have dedicated years of service to this, you're going to see those familiar faces back again for sure. with some less handcuffs on them and that kind of stuff, because we're going to run this like we would like to run our own program, and there'll be some new faces as well. You know, like I briefly mentioned earlier, you know, I started doing this 30 years ago, and when I found that I was going to have the opportunity to help grow the series, which was kind of the mission that was put in front of us, you know, I kind of said, well, you know, when I started this 30 years ago and showed up and broke myself to bits, why was I clamoring to come back and do this? You know, what was it that kept me in it? And part of it was the sport itself. I mean, it's challenging mentally and physically. It has risks, but certainly less than you have on the street. And it offered a ton of opportunity for fun and personal growth. And so, you know, we are going to make sure that going forward, the sport has that focus. We want it to be fun. It's got to be safe. You know, we can't be doing crazy stuff, but, you know, we want to make this as much of a family, fun club organization again as it used to be. And I think we get that sentiment echoed to us when we talk to people. You know, the organization when I first showed up was fantastic. It was run by the riders, for the riders. Everyone was friendly and dedicated. We certainly have that. But we want to make that even more clear all the time. We want to be 100% clarified all the time that, you know, the staff at NHMS and LRRS genuinely cares about the riders, and that's going to be one of our main missions. And then, of course, and it's been said 100 times eloquently by people all night long about how important the people are, and the relationships are what keep people coming back. And so we want to generally encourage that family feeling, and then do as much as we can to make people come back and bring new voices into this thing. We've got to grow it to make it sustainable. You know, those of you guys that were here years and years ago know that we used to have about double the amount of entries that we have now. And so we've got to try and work hard. And I look at that and is doing it 3 ways. One is as an appreciation for all the people in this room to make this as good and as positive an experience as we possibly can for the people who are already coming here. To give you a voice and understand that you're truly heard and that you want to have that family feel again. And then to grow it, we need to involve some new people. We got to find some new sources of people. And part of that's going to come from getting some guys that are on the street and doing track days to come here and experience that. And there's going to be an emphasis on generating some new riders, which I think is fantastic. You know, the mentor program has been such a fantastic thing for me just because it's put energy back into the paddock. Does everyone kind of agree with that? I mean, having these kids out here and doing so well, you know, it's awesome to watch, you know what I mean, and makes it all part of this thing. So there are going to be things that we're going to try and introduce over the next little bit. They're going to try and bring the street guys and bring more youth into this program. So now kind of more of the nuts and bolts, some of the announcements and things we have coming on for next year. I saw some people looking around at themselves when Matt announced an 8-race series next year. What does that mean? What's going on? What are our dates? I don't know if we have it on the screen. Oh, look at that. I guess it's so magical. That's our program for next year. And then you'll note that there's a new addition on July 4th and 5th. And that is part of what we're doing going forward is we're going to be a lot more aligned and working together with the guys at CCS. And, you know, we spent a lot of time in the last month talking with the guys at Kevin Elliott, and we have done a few things already that we hope will bear a lot of positive fruit for our series and theirs. First of all, there are no more conflicts between events at New Hampshire Motor Speedway and New Jersey Motorsports Park, our closest track. So that includes nationals, that includes club races. That means any one of us can do all of those rounds if we want to. And there's going to be a bit of a north-south challenge. As you'll note, on July 4th and 5th, that is going to be a championship points-paying round for every class in the Loudon Road Racing Series at New Jersey Motorsports Park as part of our series next year. Anyone excited about that? Does that sound cool? Novices will race as amateurs down there. One little technical rule change we're going to make next year is that novice plates are now going to be yellow with red numbers. And so that way, when you are a novice and you bump the amateur, you don't need to go ahead and change your plate right away. Just slap your numbers in there and you're ready to go. And the guys at CCS have said it's no problem for our novices to race with that number structure anywhere they want to go. There's going to be a north-south challenge. Again, we're going to go down there, and also during the Loudon Classic, the The Loudon Classic is going to be a CCS points paint round for both our Northeast region and the Mid-Atlantic region and the Atlantic region. So they are all coming up here. We're going to kick the crap out of them in June. So. Yeah, we'll definitely cover that for sure. And with the Classic's going to be really a focus. You guys heard the dramatic increase in purse for next year that Matt talked about. And just to clarify that, there's going to be like a GP challenge, okay? There's going to be 3 classes that are the focus of the Loudon Classic. It's going to be the middleweight GP race, which is what it's always been, as the premier class. Purse tripled from last year. And also, paying money, $1,000 per class, will be the unlimited GP and the lightweight GP classes. So we got 3 classes of focus, and we'll have trophy ceremonies and all that kind of stuff during the Loudon Classic during that thing. There's also a possibility of some other things we're working on, but there may be a special youth series coming to the track that may be during that particular weekend. We're also looking at an all-women's series that's been doing a national series that may come participate in. So we will definitely make those announcements as things go along. Some other basic rules, just to give you an idea of the flavor of things that are going to be kind of going forward. All of our races are going to start at the 5-minute board. That means including GT races in the forward. So no more 21-lap GT races. We did a poll around the paddock, and that was pretty universally accepted. And there's going to be the addition of a GT 500 class next year. So those of you guys on 300s, 400s, 500s, you'll have your own class to go up there and ride against. Matt made a mention at the end of the rule of some of the silly rules we're going to get rid of. First one on the chopping block was the whole legacy number crap thing that happened. That's nixed forever, all right? If you have a 2-digit expert number, that is yours forever as long as you keep buying the license, all right? If you have a single-digit number, you just have to keep racing. There's no qualification, you don't qualify with your performance anymore. If you keep racing, then you keep that number. You know, in order to lose that number, you have to be absent 2 seasons in a row. Other little things we're going to do, just to give people opportunities that never been done before. Lunchtime, on at least Saturdays, perhaps Sundays as well. You want to walk the track on a race weekend? Go ahead and do it, no problem. Get up and walk the track on a Sunday. There was a rule pending for 2020 for lottery number grid spots. Yeah, that's gone. Bye-bye. See you later. Several different things we're going to do work on making registration faster and easier. Details coming on that. We're going to fix the wheelie zone thing. The way it's fixed is, yeah, it's gone. The deal is this, you know, we're all adults and act like it most of the time. You're going to have to be responsible and safe with what's going on, and unsafe and unsportsmanlike and crazy things definitely not going to be allowed. However, using your head and putting on a show for the fans, that's all cool. Little details, like the transponder rates that got raised a few years ago. Yeah, we got to knock those down again. They're back down to $30 a piece instead of $50 a piece if you're renting transponders for the weekend. So, little things like that. We've got some dealers, and John, I don't have, there was a list of guys. We're going to actively engage everybody in trying to boost the benefits for all this, and we've got guys that want to help promote this, and we want to do it on a grassroots level. There is no group of people more enthusiastic about road racing than the people in this room. You know, there is no group of people other than like a family Christmas dinner where I have more close friends that I genuinely care about in this room. And these people, you know, we have this great sport in common, and if we're going to get guys to go out and promote this, it's not going to be someone sitting in our corporate office doing it. It's going to be us bringing our posters and our programs, which, by the way, we're going to have an LRRS program next year that explains what's going on, tells stories about the racers, tells about the top 10. So if you have a spectator that comes the first time, they're going to have something in their hand they can look at and understand what's going on, know where to watch, know who these guys are, champions, know what the classes mean, so they can go out there and really enjoy themselves. And that's going to be one for the Classic and perhaps one for the entire year. And we're really excited about doing that kind of stuff. You're going to be able to bring those things to your dealerships and tell them what's going on, get them excited. And we've got some partners that are already tentatively signed on. Who we got, John? Who the dealers that we've already talked to that are coming in here? Yeah, Scott Mullen from Souhegan, fantastic guy, one of the first guys to step up. Yeah, Eric Watt from Manchester Honda, another guy in our paddock who's supporting everything all the time. Jerry Mandel just got volunteered. I know that Chris Mackin from Plastow Power Sports has also talked about it. And if any of you guys work at a dealership that wants to get involved and get part of the program, we will come up and make this a program that will work for you. We're going to get you some passes for the Classic and get you some signage and that kind of stuff. Bring your people out here, see what we're doing, grow the sport, and share the sport that we love with more people going forward. So we are extremely excited for next year, and we thank you for all the support and look forward to making this fantastic even more in 2020.